we're back. Vibing out to a little intro music here.
Dude, that
On
song,
the regular
I don't
version.
know. I don't know if I like it more than the old one, low key though.
I don't know. I feel like this one's got a little like
This one's like
little
mysterious.
jump to it, Yeah, it's got.
I already forgot what the old one was though.
The old one was like, dude. I couldn't even tell. I don't remember.
Yeah, sing it
We're
for
back.
me. Sing it for me. Sing it for
Welcome
me.
to the regular fan show where I will not be singing anything for you guys. It's Vinny Fredericks, Bruce Juno, hosted by the fans for the fans. Back with another Wednesday edition. A little bit weird this week, going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know how it is. Things get busy. People have jobs. People have lives. We just try to do it whenever we can. So we appreciate everybody hanging in there. Without further ado, Mr. Bruce Juno, what's going on, buddy? How we doing?
We're doing good, brother. We're living, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
so yesterday, I was
We're
a
up.
little bit tired. Today
Yeah, you got your
we're
coffee
very
today?
spirited, dude.
All right.
I'm gonna start drinking
Cool.
coffee and low key. I think that help. I just
Yep.
keep forgetting to buy creamer, and I will not drink coffee without creamer. So I haven't had a coffee in like a month because I keep just forgetting to get creamer. So
So Bruce got his coffee. He's feeling a little bit better. He needs some creamer. Well, it's good to have you here. Good to have you, awake, and I feel like we're both like kind of like we're both animated. We're both ready to go.
yeah, dude. I'm like it's like you
It's
gotta pull
the new intro song,
yeah, the new intro. I was gonna say you gotta pop the Drew Lock, dude.
the Drew Lock. All right, now we're done. We're done with that. We're done with the dance moves. We've been told before, no more dance moves from Bruce. So we're gonna follow that. No, Bruce, you dance your heart away. You dance your heart out if you feel it's so necessary. I'll just start leading the show with the NBA games from last night. If you want to, Bruce, we'll start with your Boston Celtics.
Big
As
dubs,
to no one's surprise, yeah, they get an easy win over the Toronto Raptors, 111-101. Jaylen Brown leading the way with 24. Derek White with 22. Jason Tatum, 19 points, 11 assists. Peyton Pritchard with 20 off the bench. I'm not really surprised.
Sixth man of the league, sixth man of the year.
He certainly could be. Certainly a possibility.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Boston Celtics continue to prove why they are far and away the best team in the NBA. They might not be number one in the standings, but I still would put them. I'd still say they're better than the Cavaliers. But the Cavaliers also decimated the Magic by 40 last night. So
yes,
maybe the Cavs should rightfully be at the top of the East. But Bruce, being a Celtics guy, do you think that they're better than the Thunder and the Cavs? Or do you think that this is a little bit different than last year where there's actually some competition for Boston out there?
Well, you see, I'd say the Cavs, yes. The Thunder are scary. The Thunder are a scary squad.
Well, yes, they're deep. They're insane.
Yeah, exactly. Deep. And it
So
really comes down to them making it the distance. And I feel like if they make the distance, then that's really scary once you actually have to play them.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to get over that hump still.
True. They don't have that same playoff experience, if you will, that a lot of these other teams have. But I feel like that's most of the West right now. You look at the Grizzlies, the Rockets, they don't have that finals experience per se, but they've been in the playoffs a few times. And of course, you still have the Lakers, the Nuggets. These are teams that have been to the finals, to the playoffs year in and year out. So it's going to be very interesting come playoff time because a lot of these teams, you look at the Thunder and the Celtics as far away the favorites to make the finals and win it. But the Thunder, I don't know. I'm still not fully convinced that they have the experience, and you never know if they're going to be able to stay healthy. I get they're deep and all, but they don't, outside of Shai, they don't have a dude that can run the offense when he's off or if something were to happen to him or if he's just off the floor. He's not going to play all 48 minutes every single day, but when he's on the floor versus when he's off, you can see a drastic difference in this Thunder offense and how efficient they are. So we will see. I mean, if you were to ask me to pick right now, I'd still say Celtics are the favorites in my book to win the NBA Finals, but we'll see. A lot of season left. A lot of good.
I like that pick.
I know you do. I personally wanted to throw up in my mouth saying that.
I like that pick. It's a good pick.
I gotta tip my cap and give credit where credit is due. The Boston Celtics prove every single night why they are one of the best teams in the NBA. As much as it hurts me to say, because my Miami Heat stink. But moving on, like I mentioned, Cavaliers just absolutely smoke the Orlando Magic by 40. Rockets get a clutch win over the Milwaukee Bucks, 100-97 in a tight one. Rockets, another one of those teams that's very, very good, but do they have the experience to get things done come playoff time? I don't know. I mean, Alperen Sengun, Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, these are very talented guys, but I don't necessarily see them making too much noise in the playoffs. But I'd say they're like a star away from being a real, contender out in the West. Wouldn't you agree there, Bruce?
Yes, and it's another just experience factor.
Yeah, they haven't.
A lot of these teams just have a lot of exactly, and a lot of these teams that are proving to be something, they just haven't had the. I don't want to say the success, but they haven't had that final push in the playoffs to get the experience to what postseason ball really looks like.
Yeah, you need playoff experience to really, make it that far. We've seen it year in and year out where there's these teams that have crazy good regular seasons, but come playoff time, they don't seem to, for lack of a better term, they don't have the experience. They don't know what to expect. And then when things start going downhill, the sink shifts pretty quickly. So the Rockets, continue to show why they're a good team. But again, I don't necessarily believe that they're making that much noise in the playoffs. I'd have more faith in a team like the Memphis Grizzlies, who survive overtime against the Phoenix Suns, 151-148, the final. But John Morant shot 1 for 12 from deep, 14 of 14 from the line, on way to his team leading 29 points. But the Grizzlies might have something to figure out here. If this, I guess the new offense that they're running, it's a lot more spread the floor. It's a lot more take the ball out of John Morant's hands and, stand him in a corner. And that's not John Morant's game. So, like, can the Grizzlies figure out a way to keep this system and keep John Morant, or are we going to see John Morant on the move here in the future? I don't know. It's very interesting stuff, but I mean, Grizzlies get the big win.
Yeah, I was about to say the flip side of that is they just dropped 151.
They did drop 151 against a team that, I wouldn't call the Suns the pinnacle of defense out there, but they did still drop 151.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Suns are a weird team because they have that core, but, we all know how that's been going in Phoenix. But at the same time, it seems like it's coming down, like, as stupid as it might sound, it seems like it's coming down to heart in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't seem like they necessarily care anymore. They're just kind of there to play the game, but they have the potential, and it's kind of sad to watch, but it'd be nice to see the Suns in the playoffs,
Yeah, especially with, when you have Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker on your team, you're expected to make the playoffs. You're expected to be a competitive team in the Western Conference, and they're unable to really do that right now. And whether that's a lack of depth, whether that's a lack of, big man help, who knows? I mean, they got 23 and 8 from Bol last night. So Bol is trying to be that center presence down low, but was not enough to handle Jaren Jackson Jr., who had his way with 28 points, only missed 2 shots on the day. Zach Edey, solid 8 and 8. But yeah, this Phoenix Suns team, very interesting, Bruce, because obviously they had pretty much NBA championship aspirations coming into the season, and now they're barely a play-in team. And there's already people talking. I mean, people were talking about trading Kevin Durant at the deadline. I'm sure once the offseason hits, there'll be more rumors about trading Kevin Durant. Honestly, the way every single game goes, it seems like we're getting closer and closer to this Phoenix Suns team blowing it all up. They were about to trade for Jimmy Butler at the deadline and try to blow things up. So
imagine that squad.
Yeah, I mean, if they were able to find a way to keep, well, they weren't keeping Bradley Beal, but if they had Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Jimmy Butler, that's now you got a little bit of defense in that squad. Now maybe you can hold teams to under 150 in a single game, but yeah, it's crazy that the Phoenix Suns
overtime, but
yeah, of course, it is crazy that the Phoenix Suns, despite how good they're supposed to be on paper, they're under 500 on the year, 27-31. And right now, they're not even in the play-in. They're currently completely missing the playoffs. So we'll see. I'd like to think that they can catch up to a team like the Sacramento Kings, but not looking great for the Phoenix Suns right now, which is kind of surprising. But hey, Kevin Durant's going to look real good in that Miami Heat black and red next season. That's all I'm saying. It's going to look real good in South Beach. Moving on, Warriors, Hornets. Yeah, of course, the Warriors win. Pelicans, Spurs. Pelicans get the dub, but no one really cares. Nobody.
So shout out Zion being the lightest he's been since he was drafted. Shout out.
Yeah. Zion actually is looking like he's getting in better shape. So good for him. Maybe we'll actually get to see Zion play more than half a season. Because I swear the Pelicans, man, year in and year out, I pick the Pelicans every single season to be like a sleeper team that could make noise if they make the playoffs, and then it always falls apart. Zion gets hurt. DeJounte Murray gets hurt. Brandon Ingram, when he was there, he would always get hurt. It was always something, and I can't keep doing it. I can't, in good faith, keep on picking the Pelicans as a sleeper team every single year because they continue to disappoint me. But
they have that potential.
Yeah, they do. Every year, I feel like they have a lot of potential, and then it just falls apart. So I'm done. No more Pelicans as my sleeper team. I'm moving on. We'll move on to, I don't even know, maybe like this. I can't say the Spurs. Spurs are pretty solid when healthy. I'll find a new sleeper team. All right, well, we'll find somebody new. But the big game of the night, of course, being Mavericks Lakers. Luka, his first time facing his former team, Anthony Davis, of course, not out there, still dealing with a groin injury, but Luka and the Lakers get revenge on the Mavericks with the 107-99 victory. And Luka was doing push-ups during pregame shoot-around. What do you make of that, Bruce? Is Luka finally taking his physical shape seriously?
Does he need to? Like, I mean, realistically, does he need to? But
I don't know. The push-ups looked interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hey, he at this point he can pretty much do what he wants. He's kind of the I mean, besides Joker, but I wouldn't even say that Joker's more of a face in this league than Luka is right now. I feel like Luka's kind of the biggest face in the NBA. I mean, going out last night, you'd look at the box score, you'd be like, oh, 19 points. Oh, he didn't really do great against his old team, and then you look more in depth, and Buddy got a triple-double.
Yeah. Pretty casual triple-double there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the way Luka plays, the way Luka is, I feel like he's just kind of he can do what he wants, how he wants to do it, and it's going to work out for him. So, I mean, hey, you do what you do with what you got, and when you got Luka Doncic, you can kind of do whatever the hell you want.
I mean, Luka pretty much can do whatever he wants out there. You make the case about, whether he's living an unhealthy lifestyle, whether the hookah and the beer is a problem. When he's dropping a triple-double pretty easily, I don't think
it's just work, dude. Just his job.
You don't have much room to complain when you're getting a triple-double out of the guy. The one thing I will say is we'll see come playoff time if he gets targeted, because we saw the way last year, especially in the finals, the Celtics pretty much targeted Luka Doncic on defense every single time.
I mean, that's kind of what you have to do. Like,
yeah, that's what you have to do against the team led by Luka Doncic. But can the Lakers figure out a way to hide Luka in that defense, if you will, and kind of stick him in a corner and let everybody else play defense? And I don't know. Honestly, Luka, I don't think is even that bad of a defender. I just don't think he cares enough to try on defense.
Yeah,
because he's used to doing everything on offense.
That's exactly it. And because of the the funny moment of how he thinks of this as a job. Like
Yeah.
he wants to just score. The defense
Yeah.
will come, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
he just kind of wants to do his own thing.
Yeah, but like that's not how you win championships in the NBA. And I think that's something he's gotta grow up eventually and realize is that as talented as he is, he's always going to be the best player on his team. But if he doesn't start taking defense a little bit more seriously, if he doesn't start putting in the 50-50 balls and really making the tight plays under pressure, then I don't know if Luka's ever going to win a ring in LA or whatever team he ends up on if he leaves. He's got to start realizing that he can't take possessions off. Not at that level, not in the playoffs, not in the finals. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that we won't see until the playoffs come and we actually get to experience whether or not Luka gets exposed a lot on defense. But for now, Lakers seem to be figuring things out. They've been pretty hot since trading for Luka. They're winners of their last 3. Currently, last I checked, what were they? 3rd in the Western Conference, 4th. Fell down to 4th,
yeah,
but had a big win over the Nuggets the other day. So it seems like the Lakers and Luka Doncic, they're figuring things out. LeBron had a solid 27 points, 12 rebounds as well. How about Kyrie Irving?
35.
35 points,
Yeah.
7 rebounds, doing what he can. But without Anthony Davis, it's
with what he's got, and what he's got ain't necessarily too much anymore.
No. Clay had a solid game, 22, but like PJ and Kessler Edwards combining for 4 points. I'm going to be honest. Wait, who is Kessler Edwards? I've never heard of this guy. He was the 44th
You're the
overall pick
NBA
in 2021.
aficionado.
I wouldn't call myself an aficionado, but I've never heard of this dude. I've never once heard of Kessler Edwards, who's averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds a game.
Because he's kind of the man, dude. He's a dog.
Yeah, and this guy is starting. This guy is starting for the Dallas Mavericks, and we wonder why they need Anthony Davis out there, or why they needed Luka Doncic. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'm excited to see the first time that Luka has to play in Dallas. Like, yes, this game was really cool because Lakers Mavericks for the first time, but getting to see Luka actually in Dallas for whenever. I don't know if they do match up again this season,
they do, but April 9th.
There we go. So April 9th
in Dallas.
That's the game that I have circled on my calendar. That's the one that I cannot wait to see how it unfolds. We'll check the NBA games coming up tonight. Celtics Pistons at 7. That should be a good one. Pistons have been kind of rolling lately. I think they won 7 straight.
Spread.
Yeah, in Detroit as well. So that should be a solid one. Excited to see how the Pistons can match up with the Celtics. Sixers, Knicks. Yeah, Knicks easily going to win that one. Sixers are absolutely horrible this year. I don't even know what else to say on them. Heat, Hawks. Of course, the Hawks probably going to win because the Miami Heat suck. Clippers, Bulls. Yeah, really not that many competitive games tonight outside of Celtics, Pistons, but we'll see. We'll recap it all for you here on the Regular Fan Show as we always do. Sticking with basketball here, Bruce. I understand we had some picks yesterday in the college basketball scene. Well, you agreed with most of them. I thought we were doing those picks together.
Oh, now I give a little input, but I kind of just let you roll with it. I wanted to see how you went.
I thought that was like a group effort there that we were both working on together. But all right, I guess not. I guess the picks were all me.
Yeah. I wanted to see what your ball, dude. You know ball, right? Yeah, you got ball knowledge. The only one I really did was I said Alabama by 20, and
that would have hit.
Mark Sears kind of helped the dog out, but you didn't do too shabby. You started off with your first 5 picks, going 0 for 5, but after that you went 4 for 4, dude.
It's all about how you finish.
Exactly, dude. Don't matter how you start if you know how to finish, and there you go. You did it. You rolled through the finals. You may have lost your last 5 games of the regular season, but you made it all the way to the chip, and you got it done.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all right, 4 for 5. I mean, obviously, The big ones that were wrong, Duke over Miami. I thought even Miami would be able to hang in within 22.5, but I was wrong. Duke pretty much almost beats them by 40. Not really surprised. Duke is obviously very good. Miami is obviously very bad. But I mean, come on, you're a Division I basketball team in the ACC. You can't even hang within 22 points. Whatever. Miami, this is why Florida is the best school in the state.
That's why they did really good last night.
No, they did not do very good.
What's that coming down the track?
Yeah, brutal. Well, you know what?
In the red and black.
It's a brutal loss because they were down 25 at one point and still found a way to take their first lead of the game with like a minute left. And of course, I tune in with, once I was done with stuff, I tuned in for like the last 7 minutes or so of the game, watch them complete the comeback, get the late lead, and then all of a sudden they just implode. They had the lead. All they had to do was just hold on to it and not implode. And what they do, they imploded. So that was a brutal loss for sure.
Amen.
What are
Sometimes you can't win them all.
This is college basketball. Just get to the tournament in March, get the best seed you can, and then anything can happen.
Exactly. And I mean, hey, speaking of the tournament, it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner, Vinny.
It is. Well, we've got about a week and a half. Yeah, about a week and a half-ish, 2.5 weeks until Selection Sunday on March 16th. Looking forward to it. I'm excited to see who the one seeds are.
Pushes. Teams are making their final pushes.
Now is when, you got to get these big quad one wins. And a game like last night could have earned Georgia a trip to March because that's a big win over a really good team in Florida. So now's the time to get those big upsets. Tennessee would not let that happen for LSU. I'm pretty sure I picked Tennessee in this one as well, but they didn't cover the spread.
Nope.
So, LSU, not a good basketball team. Tennessee couldn't get it done for me. But it's all right. Still won by 6. Tennessee better start winning by double digits though, or I'm never picking them in a spread again. Alabama, of course, crushes Mississippi State. They easily hit that minus 20 that you were calling there, Bruce.
Oh yeah, they cooked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what happens when Alabama's on. Alabama loves to shoot. They love to score quick. And let's just see. They shot 48% from deep. They shot 45 3-pointers in this game. My goodness.
Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, baby.
That is Alabama basketball for you.
Oh yeah.
Lots of threes and lots of points. Naturally, they get the job done against Mississippi State. Mississippi State most likely falling out of the top 25 for good reason.
They should have been out of the top 25 so long ago. But you were speaking of Georgia. Georgia's right now is in the next 4 out.
Yeah.
So with that win,
that definitely bumps them up.
Yeah, they should. I don't know if they'll be in, but they should at least be in the first 4 out. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy coming down to the wire. It's crazy seeing like the last 4 teams in. Like one of the last 4 teams in is Texas.
Really? Wow.
Nebraska, San Diego State, Oklahoma, Arkansas. Like, it's big names in college basketball.
These would be big teams in the tournament, like Arkansas with John Calipari. I mean, that's a big team to have in the tournament.
UNC first 4 out. UNC not in there now. They're not.
They're not very good this year.
Poor Ray Davis
would be a shocker if UNC makes the tournament after all this. But there's a lot of teams that might be falling out of the top 25 that are still going to end up busting some brackets. Like Kansas. Kansas is going to get in as an 8 or a 9 seed.
Well, let's look right now.
Crazy matchup.
Let's take a look at the old bracketology. Right now, they're a 6 seed.
All right. Before we get to that, Oklahoma State upset Iowa State 74-68.
Come on, you
Missouri,
Cowboys.
big win over South Carolina. Marquette, big win over Providence. Louisville beats Virginia Tech by 5. Nothing else too crazy around the college scoreboard, but we're talking college hoops here on the Regular Fan Show. So let's dive into some bracketology there, my friend.
Some good old-fashioned bracketology. allergy, you know?
Yeah, you can't beat it. And we'll see. Let's see, like you said, all right, bracket watch right now. Top overall seed, Auburn. First team out, North Carolina. Last team in, Wake Forest.
Bro, Wake Forest ain't bad, brother.
No. And like you were mentioning there, Bruce, on the bubble right now, last 4 byes, West Virginia, Texas, San Diego State, and Ohio State. Last 4 in includes Nebraska, Oklahoma, which we talked plenty about on Monday. The fact that Oklahoma is what I'm sure they're still at the bottom of the SEC, but when we checked, they were the 3rd worst in the SEC.
Bro,
And they're
put
one of the
George
last
Mason
4
in
in.
over him or something, dude. Like, come on.
What's
like,
crazy is it's not just that they're one of the last 4 in. They're the 2nd of the last 4 in. So Wake Forest and Arkansas have an even lower chance of getting in than Oklahoma.
Wake Forest is better than them.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that. First 4 out, North Carolina, Indiana, SMU, and Xavier. Next 4 out after that, Boise State, Georgia, George Mason, and Villanova. You're telling me that Oklahoma's making it over Georgia after they just beat Florida? That I'm sure is going to change after that big win for the Bulldogs, but absolutely ridiculous.
Well, let's take a little peek at the old bracket. So say this was the bracket when we were taking it into March for the Freds.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. Let's go through a couple of matchups. Let's go through the bracket.
Yeah, first team that I see is UConn in there as a 9.
Yeah,
they're gonna be a tough out.
Well, let's start in Atlanta. Let's start in Atlanta,
right,
Georgia.
Start in the Atlanta in the South
Starting in Lexington, South Atlanta. For I don't know how that makes sense, but we'll start there. What are we thinking? Are we thinking Auburn, or are we thinking either Southern or American?
I think Auburn would win that game pretty easily.
Me too. Pretty handedly. We got Creighton and we got the Zaggies.
I'd say Creighton wins that one.
I can agree with you once again. Now we head to Denver, Colorado, South Atlanta. We go Oregon and Drake.
See, this is where things start getting iffy because now you're starting to get. You're starting to now you're starting to see those lower seeds, but Drake is still a very talented team. I think Drake could certainly beat Oregon. I think Oregon's only that high because of the big upset over Wisconsin. Besides that one win for them, I mean, do they have that many other quad wins this season? As I take a peeps here on my handy dandy laptop. Let's see. They did beat Alabama. Oregon did beat Alabama by 2 this season. That's a big win.
That'll kick them to where they are now.
And win over Wisconsin. Then 20th ranked Texas A&M ranked win. Those are the only ranked wins all season.
Yeah, so they're gonna be up there because obviously, like Drake doesn't play ranked teams. I mean, they played a couple in the preseason. I don't think they won any of them, but
no,
still.
But yeah, I could see Drake winning this game for sure.
See, I could see out of Denver, Colorado, South Atlanta, I could see it being a 12-13.
You got Akron.
Bro, Akron's
and Drake.
Good, dude. Akron is
and Arizona's okay. I could see that happening as well.
Got the name. They just got the name.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, I could see Drake and Akron winning. Man, do I wish this was the bracket right now. Like I would, dude. I'm so ready. So ready for March.
I know. We're almost there.
I think out of Providence, Rhode Island, South Atlanta, I think Kansas would win that.
Kansas, Ohio State, yeah. Yeah, Kentucky, James Madison.
I don't think
I agree with you there.
But James,
I agree with you there.
They're all good. They're all good. They're decent.
Not beating Kentucky good, but still solid.
Yeah, exactly. Memphis, Vandy, kind of a wild one. Vandy's like that.
This is a toss-up.
They're like what they did in football this year. They're like wanting to be that upset team that's like all of a sudden cooking. Like,
yeah, I mean they got one win over Alabama. I mean, who else have they really played this year? I know they have a tough schedule out in the SEC, but like, I don't know. Do they have any other quad 1 wins? Not really. I mean, I don't know. Or no, I'm sorry. They beat Kentucky, not Alabama. They beat Kentucky this year.
Yep.
They did just beat Ole Miss as well. They did beat Tennessee. Okay, they've got some decent wins.
So I could see them beating Memphis, but like, how much does
Memphis
Vandy
is pretty good.
have experience in March? It's really
Yeah,
down
like
to.
I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis won that one, and then Michigan State over Robert Morris. I feel like that's a pretty easy pick.
Yeah. Despite the fact that I'm not that high on the Spartans, I cannot say that I'm higher on Robert Morris.
Yeah, no way. I'm not high on Michigan State either, but I would hope that they could at least beat a 15 seed.
Exactly. Now let's head to East Newark, Raleigh, North Carolina, New Jersey, where dude, I don't understand why they say like some of the stuff they do, but I get it because like the Sweet 16 is in Newark, but or the Elite 8, whatever
Elite
it is.
8. Yeah.
Duke or Marist or Southeast Missouri State, who we got making it out of there? Going to the round of 30.
I don't know, dude. Marist is looking pretty good out in the MAC right now.
Dude. Hey, man.
I don't know if they're going to beat Duke, but
I was about to say Duke. Like
Marist is good.
Give them a
Duke is definitely winning. But
I don't know. It's like give them a 5. I'd say give them a 15 seed, but I don't know if they could beat a tough school.
Yeah.
Either
way, definitely going Duke.
Mexico Aggies and the UConn Huskies. Dan Hurley.
I'd have to go UConn here. They got the experience.
As much as exactly
back-to-back championships.
Exactly. And as much as I don't think they're great, they're definitely not as good as they were.
Yeah.
They're
definitely not as good as the last couple years, but yeah, they have Dan Hurley, they have the experience. They could definitely at least surprise a couple teams in March. I don't think they're winning it, but
exactly. And see, when we take to Seattle, brother, Seattle, why are they going, bro? Why are they playing in Seattle and then going to New Jersey? I don't understand.
Yeah. I feel like Seattle is not a city that you would expect on the eastern part of the bracket.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's as far west as you can go.
But like, so don't get me wrong, Missouri's been pretty great lately. But can you really bet against the one, the only?
I know who you're gonna say.
I forget his name. Hold on, don't tell me. Okay. The one, the only.
Come on, I thought you were a fan of his. Thought we were getting him on the show.
Amir Khan. Can you bet against Amir Khan in March? I don't think you can. I think McNeese is just a good team, but I was also high on them last year, and they got bounced in the first round. But I think, dude, I like McNeese. McNeese is a solidly good basketball squad, and they're not coming out of anything too good. They're coming out of the OVC. They're not great, but they are like 26-4 or something stupid.
They are pretty good.
Missouri is Missouri good enough? I say that as if Missouri is the underdog, but is Missouri?
Well, they don't have Amir Khan.
Yeah, they don't have Amir Khan. You're telling me you're gonna go to Seattle, Washington, right? You're gonna walk out on the court. You're gonna do your little warm ups. You're gonna be. Where's my ball? Hold on. I'm wearing my Christmas pants right now. Woo! You're gonna be like warming up. You're gonna shoot some shots. Right? You're gonna be running layup lines. You're gonna be out there. You're just gonna be. You're doing your thing. You're getting ready. You're ready to play in March Madness, right?
Of
little
course.
Tigers. Little Missouri Tigers. You got your yellow and black on. You're warming up, shooting some free throws, maybe. And all of a sudden you just hear. You hear like a little rumbling in the distance, right? And you're like, oh, well, whatever, it's just the other team, right? Just the other team coming out, just the Cowboys. What? They're just the Cowboys, right? Just keep lay up line, shoot some shots, And you hear a little more rumbling. And you're like, what is that? Why are the fans getting hype? What's happening out here? And you're like, oh, whatever. It's March. Everyone's going to get hype. You know, shoot some shots. And then you turn around and you see Amir Khan leading the way out of the tunnel for the McNeese Cowboy. You telling me you're not shaking in your boots?
You see Amir Khan hitting him with the.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think the Tigers will be ready, and I think McNeese will pick up the win in that one.
Honestly, there's going to be a bracket that I make where I have McNeese going all the way to the championship.
Oh, 100%, dude. I got him winning it all. I got him winning it all, dude. You can't bet.
I need to have a realistic bracket where I have them getting bounced in like the first round, just so I don't fall back into the trap of picking McNeese because of Amir Khan. But I'm gonna make a bracket where they win the whole thing. That's guaranteed.
Dude, my bracket last year had them making it to Final Four, so they're a good team. It's just
I know they're a good team, but
they don't have that March experience. They're not a team that has that March experience.
Yeah, exactly. And if Missouri can beat teams like Florida and Alabama, you know that tells me they can beat anybody in the NCAA.
Yep, but
that's all March is about. Nope, not McNeese.
But this is because like I also don't really like Michigan.
Yeah,
Lipscomb.
I'm not big on any of the schools out in the Big Ten.
Yeah, really Lipscomb, whatever they're called.
Lipscomb.
It's Lipscomb.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. It's the first I've ever heard of the school.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Lipscomb.
Sure, why not, right? I think if Lipscomb can beat Michigan, which I am not high on Michigan, Lipscomb is not a team that you see in March very often.
Very true.
If Lipscomb can beat Michigan and Amir Khan can beat Missouri, I think we're going to see Amir Khan in the Sweet 16.
All the way to the Sweet 16?
Yeah, I think we're seeing Amir Khan in the Sweet 16. And that's where they'll probably play Duke. And who you can take? You can take Cooper Flagg, or you taking Amir Khan. Like, let's be real here.
That's a good
question.
Guy.
Don't be a hero, Vinny. Don't be a hero.
I think I'm going to go with McNeese and Amir Khan.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be a hero. Cooper Flagg, he can't match up with Amir Khan.
Nope. He can't guard Amir Khan.
That's what I'm saying. So how do you see McNeese not winning at all? It's like I don't understand. But all right, let's move out of Seattle.
Let's keep moving.
We've had a good time. St. Mary's, Texas. I would take St. Mary's personally.
I don't know. This one's a real toss up. If I were picking today, I'd go St. Mary's, but you never know. I mean, any school in the SEC outside of like South Carolina, I think can really make some noise, but St. Mary's is solid. I'd probably go St. Mary's today.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously, WCC ain't too hot of a conference necessarily. You got Gonzaga, you got St. Mary's.
Yeah.
But I don't know. St. Mary's is a good team. Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Texas.
They're hit or miss, but if they hit, they hit.
Yeah, if they're on, then who knows?
Exactly.
Texas Tech and Utah Valley, though.
I'm assuming we both are taking Utah Valley in this one, right?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Texas Tech stinks.
Texas Tech's about to win by it's about to be that game. What was that? There was a game last March. Oh, I can't remember who played in it. It was a 1 seed versus 16 seed, and the 1 seed won by 70. It was I can't remember who it was, but
who are the 1 seeds last year? UConn.
I think it was UConn. UConn's first round. UConn first round, March 2024.
I think who else was? Oh, Purdue
it was Stetson. It was UConn Stetson. Stetson got garbage time points.
Yeah.
But they won by 40. It was 52-19 at halftime.
Wow.
R.I.P. the
Yeah,
Hatters.
we'll probably see more of that this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn ends up beating a team by 50.
I was about to say Auburn or even Duke or Texas Tech over Utah Valley. But hey, maybe I haven't watched much Utah Valley.
No,
Utah Valley.
I'll
could be
admit
the
I haven't
hottest team
either.
in basketball.
That's true. It's all about just being hot at the right time. You get hot in the round of 64.
They're in the WAC. They're with GCU, Grand Canyon.
Yep.
I mean, they're 12-1 in conference. Their one loss was
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon. But they also beat Grand Canyon. They also lost to James Madison. They lost to Samford.
Will they beat Texas Tech though?
Probably not. I don't even know why I'm looking at their stuff. I guess I kind of just was like hoping maybe they'd be a little solid of a squad,
Yeah, probably not.
Louisville versus West Virginia. I have to say my apologies to Pat McAfee, but I do not think that West Virginia will be beating Louisville in this match.
No, I'd be going Louisville as well here. I mean, West Virginia, again, they just don't impress me that much. It's just
exactly.
They're Big Ten as well. Am I correct? Or are they? Yeah. Sorry, as I'm scrolling through my
Big
12.
There we go. We go.
Big 10, Big 12, same thing. But
this should be.
But yeah, West Virginia. I mean, there's a lot of other teams in the middle of the Big 12 that I think are a lot more impressive than West Virginia. Baylor, Kansas, like there's other teams out there in the Big 12 that I think would have a better fight. West Virginia is not one of those teams that I'm high on.
The Big 12 is just a weird conference.
Yeah.
Like they always have those good teams, but it's like can they make a move?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
can they actually get hot at the right time and much?
But we'll just have to wait and see. We gotta. This is as of today. Dude, I wish this was now.
Yeah,
I wish
a lot of things could definitely change.
But I like seeing, these little schools. I don't want to say little schools. They're all D1 schools. But there's like not
the mid-majors.
Yeah, the mid-majors and the mids. The mids and the mid-majors.
Yeah. And I like seeing non-Power 4 schools.
That's what I'm saying. Just taking a look at where we could be come a month from now. Who could be where, what could be who, and who could be how.
Yeah.
Well,
right now they got Bryant as winning the America East and taking on Alabama.
Which is crazy, brother. Like,
could you imagine
the America East that low? Like at least when it was UVM the past couple of years, they've been a 14 seed.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're all the way down to 16.
Yeah, so. But what can you say? What can you do?
I guess the America East is very up for grabs too. Like there's no one team. Bryant's been up at the top of the standings pretty much the whole year.
And do we think Bryant will get a bid if, say, UVM upsets them in the final?
Nope, because you're only getting one America East school. We know that.
Exactly.
It could be UAlbany.
Well, let's not jump Tennessee, Central Connecticut.
No, of course.
Which as much as Central Connecticut did decent for their conference, the Volunteers may be a little too good.
Yeah, look, as much as I'm rooting for Central Connecticut in this one because I now have a spiteful relationship with Tennessee after not hitting the spread last night.
That's why. That's your one reason.
That's the only reason why. Just because they couldn't hit the spread against Missouri last night, or not Missouri, LSU.
LSU. Yep.
I'm taking Central Connecticut in this one.
Okay, fair enough. Hey,
not because I think they're gonna win, just because I want to see Tennessee lose.
That'd be a hell of an upset, dude. That'd be a hell of an upset.
There's always at least one. There's always at least one crazy upset.
Exactly. And who's it really gonna be? I feel like. You could do all this research. You could really just look at the teams. You could look at the records. You could look at how they did, whatever. it's very like last year, Duquesne, Yale. Like it's really hard to get those upsets right.
Mm-hmm. It's the
And
craziness of March Madness. That's why it's
exactly.
such a great thing.
Like looking at this bracket, like High Point as a 13 seed, I'd say yeah they could upset as a 13 seed, but not St. John's. Why is St. John's only a 4? That's gonna be switched.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
gotta
going
be
to switch at
switched.
some point.
Like Yale, I could see Yale beating Maryland. Omaha is a pretty decent school. Florida Gators better be a little scared up there. Just saying, Omaha.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Omaha.
Like, but yeah, like I could see UC San Diego upsetting Clemson, but I feel like that's more just speaking on Clemson, not necessarily UC San Diego.
Yeah,
I'm just not super high on them.
I'm trying to
You got
see any
you got
real.
Arkansas or Wake Forest being the team that faces UCLA. That's
And I could
certainly an
see.
upset that could be brewed.
See, I could see Wake Forest beating UCLA, but I don't think Arkansas will beat UCLA. So I don't.
That's
I don't
fair.
know.
That's
I
fair.
don't know. But I'm trying to see like what's really the biggest upset that we could see. I don't know. Like Chattanooga. It's over
I don't know.
Wisconsin.
Well, I guess we'll start with. I mean, I don't see any of the 1 seeds losing to any of these 16s.
No.
That's for sure.
2
Honestly, as
seeds.
I guess if I were to pick a 2 seed that I think could potentially get upset, it'd probably
Iowa
be
State.
Iowa State or Michigan State. Yeah.
Yeah, or Michigan. Yeah, exactly. But like,
But do I see
say
Robert Morris winning? No.
I was
Maybe
gonna say
Norfolk State could beat Iowa State. I don't know.
true. Like I wouldn't, but like say I feel like Robert Morris is the worst of the 4 15s.
Yeah.
Like I
So
like
they're-
Central Connecticut. I feel like could have a chance against Michigan State, Montana even. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just tough.
Michigan State's just getting off lucky here.
Yeah, they're skating through.
But I don't know. I guess the 3s, I mean, yeah, maybe Chattanooga over Wisconsin. I
That's
don't
what I'm
see
saying.
Towson beating A&M.
No, as much as Towson's
Don't see
been
James Madison
decent.
beating Kentucky. Don't see Utah Valley beating Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 13s is really where I feel like there could definitely be some noise. Like I feel like I could see Akron winning.
Mhm.
I could see Lipscomb winning. And I mean Akron I just think's a good team, and Lipscomb I just don't think Michigan's a good team. And then
Yep. Jacksonville
Purdue,
State.
as much as I'm not high on Purdue, I still think
I don't see them. Yeah, I don't see them losing to Jacksonville State.
Exactly. And I mean realistically, like if you put High Point against Purdue, I could see High Point beating Purdue. But I don't see High Point beating St. John's.
Yeah, no. I don't either.
And that's where it gets tough. Like, I don't care that they're in a smaller conference, whatever. Why is St. John's a 4? Like, they're in the Big East.
I feel like they're definitely going to end up higher by the time the actual selection Sunday comes around. I could definitely see St. John's jumping up to a 2 or a 3. Because they're ranked this number 7 in the top 25 right now.
Yeah.
So how are they a 4 seed? How does that make any sense?
Exactly. I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
It definitely is, but I'm sure
But,
we're going to see St. John's get in as I'm predicting either a 2 or a 3 seed.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no way they get up to 1, but
there's so many of these games that I could just see being upsets. Like VCU over Ole Miss, San Diego State over Mississippi State. If
Baylor over Illinois, even though it's a 9-8.
Baylor over Illinois, Yale over Maryland.
Certainly possible. you see Oklahoma or Nebraska beating Marquette?
It looks like Marquette's back, so no. It looks like Marquette appears to be back, so we will not be betting against them anytime soon.
But like Vanderbilt over Memphis, maybe Ohio State over Kansas. That'd be a pretty crazy one.
Yeah,
Drake Oregon is one that I could genuinely see happening too.
And I can see it with Akron Zona, dude.
Yeah,
I know you might not have. Like,
honestly,
I know Drake's a little bit higher of a name, but
we genuinely could be seeing a 12-13 if that's the 4 teams
in Atlanta and Newark.
Yeah, Yeah, who is in Newark? Yeah, Lipscomb and McNeese.
McNeese.
Yeah, McNeese, baby, certainly possible. Well, it's exciting stuff. I already know when the actual bracket comes out, Bruce. We'll have to get together, do a little bracketology reaction, our official predictions for the round of 64 and so on and so forth. We'll take a quick look at the bubble watch before we touch on the NHL here, and we'll see. As I got to log into my ESPN Plus real quick.
Some
So we
stupid
can
bubble
actually see
watch.
the bubble watch. Just wait until we see Oklahoma sitting at a 55% chance to get in.
Yep, they are.
Yep, there it is. So work to do in the SEC. Yeah, we got Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Georgia. See, now this was also after. Yeah, this was after last night's game. So this is after Georgia upset Florida. Georgia still has only a 37% chance of making the tournament. And somehow Oklahoma has a 55% chance. I don't understand.
They would have dropped to a 15% if they lost.
I don't know. I mean, I think Georgia isn't terrible. I certainly think Georgia's better than Oklahoma. I think Georgia's better than Texas. Arkansas, yeah. I feel like Arkansas and Georgia should be getting a better chance than Oklahoma and Texas and Vanderbilt, but I don't know. That's just me. I guess Vanderbilt does have some quad one wins. So, in the Big Ten, Illinois should be in. They're sitting at 94% chance. Ohio State and Nebraska at 50 and 49. Indiana at 43. I'm honestly surprised to see that a team like Nebraska still has 49% chance.
I think they should be. I thought they would be lower, but I think they should be higher. I think they're better than they've kind of played, and I don't think Ohio State should be where they are.
No, I don't think Ohio State's that good at all.
No,
I guess Ohio State's getting a bit of, I guess, a mulligan, if you'll call it, because 12 of their 13 losses are against top 50 opponents in BPI, but still, I don't think you can use that as an excuse to, give them that good of a chance against, or to get into the bracket, I should say. But I guess we'll see. This is why we don't get paid the big bucks to make the brackets.
Yeah, literally. I feel like we should. But I feel like West Virginia is one of the last four in, and they're at a 72%.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
And then Baylor's like, I don't even know.
Baylor's got 77. I mean, Baylor's really, I don't know. Baylor's a team that I want to see in the tournament. Not that I think that they're going to make it for sure, that they should be a lock, because they haven't been playing that great this year. But this is the team that, preseason was ranked, third or sixth, somewhere around there. So, like, they're a team that, Baylor was ranked pretty high in the preseason top 25.
Were they? I forget.
They were definitely up there. I don't know if they were number 6. They were 8. All right. Yeah. So, Baylor's the team that I want to see make the tournament, just because I want to see if they can make some noise or if they really did fall off that hard. But
ACC's fallen off. They were usually a basketball school.
Yeah, they only have 3. There's only 3 schools locked in the ACC.
And the next is SMU at 60%.
Yeah. Wow. North Carolina at 35%.
They'll still find a way to squeak them in.
Yeah. North Carolina's been certainly turning things around. They've won 4 straight, 5 and 6 games, but they got work to do. I tell you what, it's going to be that game against Duke on, March 8th? Yeah. It's going to be that game against Duke that really decides their season. If they can somehow beat Duke to close out the year, they'll make the tournament guaranteed. But that's a lot that you got to do. If you're banking your season on beating Duke, granted you are at home, but still, that's a lot to be banking your season on right there.
Exactly. It's pretty much similar to to what we looked at last time. George Mason, 25%, despite being a first four out.
I mean, what are we doing?
I can't.
Yeah, let's see. North Texas at 26. San Diego State's in at 69%. They got a possibility.
But they're San Diego State. Like it's they've been good in basketball. It's like give teams a chance.
Mm-hmm. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I know you love your mid-major schools, your small conference schools.
I know, especially when like there's a lot of these teams that could beat these teams that shouldn't be there.
Yep. I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I can't believe Gonzaga's getting an 88% chance.
Gonzaga's, they're not.
Thought that'd be way. I mean, yeah, like there's certainly schools that you could make the argument deserve to be in over Gonzaga and VCU.
Oklahoma.
And I mean, VCU is one of those schools that should be higher up. Yeah, like why is Oklahoma still getting a 55% chance? It's insane. But
like I love
we'll see.
March. I love March. Don't get me wrong. March Madness is awesome. It's amazing. You know, typically the better team wins. But that shouldn't matter when it comes to teams fighting for their lives in their little conferences. You should give two of them a chance. Like, do you really need?
We don't need 10 SEC schools.
That's what I'm saying.
Give me a couple out of the American
SEC
East
schools, and there's 10 out of the Big Ten.
Yeah. Give me take some of them out. All right, give me a couple schools from the America East, a couple from the MAC, a couple
OVC,
from
the MVC,
Yep. Like I just want to see if there really is no other, good teams in the conference besides those that win. All right, fine. Get one team from that conference, but I can guarantee you at least one or two schools from every single conference that could at least make a splash in March Madness. Like there's maybe in the Big Sky, maybe you only get one. All right, fine. But there's certainly at least a couple out of the, whether it's the Big West or, whether you want to look at Conference USA, there's guaranteed at least a couple that can make a splash.
If we run through these really quickly, the conferences. So Lipscomb 13-4 conference, 21-9 overall. North Alabama is the exact same.
Mm-hmm. And you're telling me one of those schools doesn't get a chance in March Madness just because they can't win their conference tournament? I mean, the ASUN.
America East. Okay, there's no teams with only single-digit losses. Unfortunately, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe the America East isn't as good as we think.
But North Texas, 20-6. UAB, 18-9.
At least one of those schools should have a chance.
VCU, 23-5. George Mason, 21-6, and they're out right now. Yep. Loyola Chicago, 18-9. Dayton, 18-9. I feel like, that you have to be a school that's like for a top two school, you have to be one that probably has 7 or less losses. So George Mason should be getting a better shout, but they have 6 losses. Oh no. Big Sky. Montana's in. They're 20-8. Northern Colorado. They're 21-8.
21-8. Yeah. They should be getting a shout. Big South.
High Point and UNC Asheville.
Yeah, I feel like that's honestly, that's a good cutoff point. If there's schools in some of these smaller conferences that have single-digit losses, even if they lose their tournament, they should still be getting at least.
Well, I feel like it has to be. I feel like it has to be like 7 or less.
Yeah.
Just because then you'd be giving a lot of teams a chance.
Mm-hmm. The 7 or less, like you look at the Big West.
I was just about to say the Big West, dude. Dude, they don't even give UC Irvine a look.
Yeah, and they're 23-5.
And I would think UC Irvine is better than UCSD, but they're like, nope, we're gonna give it to whoever wins.
Yep.
Even Cal State Northridge, dude.
Yeah, I mean 20-7. You look at Conference USA, Liberty's 22-5.
Yep.
And they're not even leading the conference.
Even Coastal, even the CAA, UNC Wilmington's 22-7, but Towson's leading the conference.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah,
nuts, dude.
it's
Like
it
maybe
really is
Robert
nuts.
Morris,
Um,
they should just be the ones out of the horizon. Maris should be the lone wolf, probably out of the Metro, out of the MAC.
yeah,
Um,
there's certainly some there's some give and take. Like there's some conferences where there's definitely not more than one team that deserves a nod in March. But you look at the Mountain West, where you got New Mexico at 22-6 and Utah State at 24-4. Okay, yeah, both those teams should be in March.
Mountain
That's
West.
I mean, they're both very good schools, and the fact that only one of them is going to get to compete in the
No,
tournament
Utah State's in there.
is Utah State in there as well. All right,
Utah
good.
State's in there, yeah. Right now. So is San Diego State.
Yeah. So
Um,
we'll see what ends up happening there. But
yeah.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
just
I agree with you. There certainly are a lot more schools than I think they give opportunities to. I think if there's schools out there with less than 7 losses and they don't win their conference, they should at least be thought about to
yeah,
make the
give them
tournament.
a little pick of your brain,
Yeah, exactly. Just
San
show them some love.
Francisco.
Show them some love.
San Francisco. Like Utah Valley, yes, they're leading the conference. They're not even giving GCU a thought at 20-6.
Mhm.
And GCU is like a known program in hoops.
Yeah.
It's like, brother, what are we doing here, guy? What are we doing?
It is going to be interesting to see on Selection Sunday who gets in, who's the first 4 out. But we'll have some fun when we end up picking our brackets, I'm sure.
It'll be a great time.
It's going to be
a great time.
Great March Madness. Looking forward to it. Mr. Bruce Juno, looking forward to doing this again with you soon. Most likely next Tuesday. We'll work things out on the calendar, figure out when we're going to be able to get ourselves up and get another live stream going. But as always, good working with you. We had fun this week. 3 days in a row, 3 shows on our grind, but
we cooked.
Well, we did cook. We did cook, as Bruce definitely made that shot.
Yep.
Definitely did not airball that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Regular Fan Show, hosted by the fans, for the fans, talking lots of hoops today. We'll be back at it on Tuesday with a new top 25 to go over, more across the NBA, touch on the NFL, or excuse me, the NHL. Maybe touch a little bit on the NFL.
Yeah, what is that?
Maybe some mock drafts and stuff. MLB spring training in full effect. We'll have it all for you on Tuesday at 11 a.m. until 12 noon. For the Regular Fan Show, for Vinny Fredericks, Bruce Juno, signing off. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and the follow. Ding the bell. Get those notifications on.
The bell.
And hit up the socials at the Regular Fan Show, at Regular Fan Show on Twitter. Stay up to date. We'll be back at it on Tuesday. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good one.
Deuces.